Hey, it's Mick. Gonna do a quick video on how to do serrations. This is a SLCC. As far as layout is concerned, I eyeball it, but I'll show you how I eyeball it. You can really use any size wheel. You're better off using a tiny wheel, but my tiny wheel's worn out, so I'm using what looks like a 5/8 inch wheel. So I'm going to turn on the machine and do a couple serrations and show you what I'm doing. Alright, there's my first serration. I started all the way back. And really what you want to do is you want to play with the angle. You want to have enough angle to where you can see the serration, but not so much that it's crawling halfway up the knife. You also want to have a little smiley face on the other side. That's how you can tell once you've hit where you're supposed to be, is you get a little smiley face. Now, when I go to do the next serration, for layout purposes, I'm going to line up the center of the wheel with the tip of this little smiley face. And that's going to ensure that all my serrations touch. So I'll do the next serration. There's my second serration. Now, you want to make sure you use a brand new belt. This is a 220 grit belt. And if you look at it right here, you can see that I've buffed off the lap. I grind off all the abrasion on the lap so that it doesn't go kunk, 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 kunk when it goes by. Let's do another serration. If you don't use a brand new belt, it's going to burn on the back side, and it's going to be ugly and ruin your blade. So now I've got 3 serrations on there. I'm going to do one more. Okay, so there's 4 serrations on the blade. On the back side, there's a little burr, and you want that because that means you actually have a serration. And all the tips of the serrations come together so you have a continuous cutting edge. So once you reach this stage, notice that the knife hasn't been sharpened. I do this before I sharpen the knife. Once you reach this stage, you just take this over and you hit it real quick on a Scotch-Brite wheel or whatever else you use to buff the burr off your knife when you're sharpening, and then there'll be sharp serrations. So on your practice, you're practicing just to make them all symmetrical. And if you screw one up, it's not a big deal because you can always go back and hit them again. But always make sure you make a cut. Don't baby it. Actually push it in there and make a cut. Let's do a couple more serrations. Doesn't take very long. One fully serrated SLCC.